I think. Is there more than one? Oh, I get. Oh yeah.
Doesn't matter. I'll take this one.
Okay.
Doesn't matter at all.
All right. Thanks. All right. Test ride the 1290R. We are in neutral. Push the button. And there it is. Okay, that starts pretty easy. It's the first time ever riding a 1290. In fact, I want to say I rode an 1190 a few years back. I really like the color of this bike. It's beautiful. Enjoy it! Gosh, look at the screen on this thing. It looks like an iPad. It's got a phone mount, which is pretty cool. Got a lot of controls on this thing. So I had no intentions of test riding this KTM. It just happens to be the first thing I saw when I walked in.
Good?
I'm good. And figured why not. You know, last year I came up here, I rode the Tenere 700. I really liked that bike, especially for 10 grand. Obviously this is double the money. But the question is it worth it for what I want to do? Some solo camping trips or adventure style rides. Is it worth the extra money? You know, I think if I was going to do a much longer trip, I probably would be on the Street Glide. Okay, where's my brakes? There it is. Okay. So far, this thing is like super smooth. Ooh. All right, shield down. Woo, there's plenty of go-go on this thing. Very comfortable seating position. I love the upright, and you feel really up high on this thing. I wonder if we're going to do the same loop we did last year, kind of along the lake that we did on the Tenere. I was on the Tenere. It was a whole Yamaha demo. No, because I think we turned left right here. So this will be a little different. That's cool. What a smooth motorcycle. And I can't believe how high I am. Maybe it's just used to riding the Harley. It's down low. Self-canceling turn signal. That's nice. So if you've never been up to Americade or these biker rallies, that's actually, I don't know about all the biker rallies, but I know Americade. There is a lot of dealers here with a lot of demos. So if that's worth coming up, if nothing else, you know, if you have your eyes on a particular bike, you know, Harley's up here, Indian's up here, Triumph is up here, KTM obviously, BMW, even Zero motorcycles were up here. All the electric bikes, it's kind of cool. Yamaha. Woo! Yeah! This thing moves. Very easy. Like, I walked up, just showed him my motorcycle license, signed a waiver, put my name and info in. That was at like 9:45, and here it is 10:30ish, and I'm on a test ride. And they, at least with last year, I don't know how long we'll be out on this one, but we actually got a decent amount of ride time. I mean, yeah, with an adventure bike, you're not going to get to go off-road with it up here, but you still get an idea of feel. You'll know if the bike is comfortable. This bike really is quite fast. I guess it should be with the size of the motor that's in it. So I'm about an hour and 45 minutes south of Lake George, New York, where we are, and we are in full bloom, and you can see there's still quite a bit of trees here that don't have any leaves on them. You know, we've been in full bloom for quite some time, so it's kind of funny how a little bit of distance makes a big difference with the foliage or leaves, growth, whatever you want to call it. Nice little ride. Oh, this is cool. So I'm curious, have any of you ridden this bike and say the BMW GSA? You know, what Pros and cons. I have not ridden the big BMW. I rode, I think it was an F800 GS a few years back. That bike was amazing. Definitely a big fan. I don't know too much about these KTMs. You know, I do have a KTM motocross bike, and it's that's a phenomenal motorcycle. Although my time at the motocross track seems to be getting less and less. Okay. Looks like this is our... Nope, it's not the turnaround spot. It's just a turn. You can hear my mic wire bouncing around. Tuck that up somewhere. I don't know if you guys can pick it up on the mic, the little tap, 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 tap. Street Glide has a whole lot more wind resistance than this thing does, or wind protection than this thing does. Gosh, look at that house, huh? That's gorgeous. Yard sucks, but the house is gorgeous. I have to imagine the real estate right here is quite pricey, being so close to the lake, and oh man, look at that. Man, I believe the taxes in New York State are through the roof. If you didn't know, I quite like real estate. Quite a lot. In fact, we own a couple rental properties. That's something my wife and I really enjoy and love to do, and it's kind of our retirement plan. So I am kind of always looking and drooling and loving real estate. Back to the KTM. Suspension on these adventure bikes, there's no comparison. Like, you'll never get a Harley to feel this good. Never. Okay. And we are on our way back. Like this guy in front of me in the red Icon jacket is fairly new to riding. Just gonna guess. He looks a little, see him elbows way down low and just a little shaky. His speed is up and down. I could be totally wrong, but I'm gonna guess. Nothing wrong with being a newer motorcyclist. Nothing at all. In fact, we all gotta start somewhere and we all gotta learn. But he just looks a little uncomfortable. I don't know, what do you guys think? Again, I am not picking on him by any means. just guessing from his body language that he's fairly new. Yeah, let me know what you guys think down below. So on this short ride, I can tell you right now, this is a really cool motorcycle. There is a ton of power. But if I'm going to buy an adventure bike, I want a bike that I don't mind dropping. You know, but then again, an adventure bike for me would be a second bike. So keep that in mind when I say this. The Tenere 700, you get a lot for the money, and it's got plenty of motor, enough. You know, if you can get the front end to come up, there's a lot of power on a big adventure bike. Not that I'm buying it for wheeling, just my point is there's plenty of power there. Now, I could see where this would be a great bike if you were going to do much longer, you know, cross-country trips, that type of stuff. I could see where you'd want that extra motor. But if I'm going to take a trip like that, I'm going to take my Street Glide. You know, but if I do want to go 4 or 5 hours into the woods, like up to the White Mountains, and I want to go camping, the Tenere 700 I think would be a phenomenal motorcycle for that. At literally half the cost of this bike. And it does have that very smooth parallel twin power, which I think this is actually a V-twin. I could be totally wrong. I really don't know much about these KTMs. I think it is a V-twin. It does, I mean, it's got tons of torque. You twist it, she pulls hard. Again, yeah, I think if this KTM were going to be your only bike, it'd probably be a fantastic motorcycle. But I am looking for something a bit lighter, more nimble, something that I can take on light trails, dirt roads, fire roads, class 4 roads, that type of stuff. And not care so much if I do dump it over. Not that I'm really going to be trail riding a thing. I have a dirt bike for that. I feel like I have to push on the turn signal thing hard, and I don't. It's like barely moves. But it is activating, so I think I'm trying just harder than I need to. I do like those 890 Adventures. You know, maybe that's what I should have test rode. That would have been more realistic. So yeah, guys, I highly recommend getting up here to Americade. Come demo some bikes. You know, try something new. Try bikes you wouldn't even think you'd like. You might be surprised. Why not? You know, especially if you got the day to spend up here. Yeah, you definitely don't need to push that turn tingle hard. I just could barely even feel the thing moving. So that was my fault. User error. So I think it is time to find some food. I am hungry. I have not eaten breakfast. This clock says it's 10:51. It's probably about right. I definitely would want a taller windscreen on this thing. Aha, there's the Tenere right there, the blue one. And they are doing that same route. I like that different manufacturers have different routes. I think that's really cool. Oh, and KTM gave me a $500 gift card for parts and accessories if I buy a KTM before September. So it's June. So if you're serious about buying a bike, some of these manufacturers do some pretty cool stuff. Uh-oh. Tell you, the seat on this is not my favorite. I think I've gotten spoiled with my Saddleman seat on my Harley. But stock seats usually are never the best. KLR seats, on the other hand, are pretty awesome. Cowie is always known for having big old couch cushions. Yeah, see, there's Honda. There's Zero, there's BMW, there's Triumph, Yamaha, Harley, oh, Drone, Indian is here. A lot of really cool bikes to try out. Oh, gosh, it is tall. So what'd you think? I bet. And it's pretty powerful, isn't it?
What's that?
So it's pretty powerful, isn't it?
I bet you. I was reading this forum I follow, and they're like, you can rip up in a wheelie and like any gear.
Yeah.
I can freaking see that.
There's a whole lot of motor. That thing's a rocket ship.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
This thing's pretty quick too, though.
Yeah. Definitely a great bike.